Hey Virgos, my name is Jacine, also known as Tempest Trade, and this is your energy check-in. These messages may resonate with you if you have the Virgo Zodiac anywhere in your chart. Please use discernment when listening to these messages, as not everything will be for you. Also, these messages are timeless, which means that there may be an important message in these videos for you anytime you come across them. Lastly, if you're interested in a one-on-one private session for tarot, divination, energy healing, or sound healing, you can go to my Linktree, Tempest Trade, or send me a message on any of my social media. All the links will be in the description below. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started. And what do Virgos need to know right now? Almost flipped. No. So we have the moon card in the upright. So the moon represents illusions. It represents secrets, maybe things being hidden from you. Maybe someone telling you lies or giving you some type of facade. So there's something that you don't really see, something that you don't really know, and maybe you don't really see the bigger picture about something. But I did mention earlier how these messages are timeless, which means that it may resonate anytime you see these videos. However, the date right now, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to really timestamp this message, but in a few days, there will be a full moon, and it will also be a lunar eclipse. Given that the moon is the first card to come out, the full moon or the lunar eclipse might be important and it might be significant. Keep in mind, again, this doesn't have to be the full moon lunar eclipse that's coming up in the next few days from the time I'm recording this. It could be a full moon or a lunar eclipse anytime that you watch this. Keep that in mind. So it might be significant. So just keep an eye out. And if the full moon or the lunar eclipse is not significant, then this could mean something that you don't really see or don't really know, something that might be hidden. Now we have the Seven of Wands in the reversal. This means that you are probably overwhelmed from standing up for yourself, overwhelmed in standing your ground. Or, for example, like you have fought for yourself, you have fought for your ideals, your values, your boundaries, your standards, and it's probably, you're probably tired of fighting. You could be losing your momentum, you could be losing your composure a little bit. Like maybe you're involved in something that is kind of hard to fight for or stand up for. Yeah, the Two of Wands in the reversal. It's hard to see the path forward. You are very much overwhelmed. You're probably also confused about where to go, what to do, how to do it. And I did say momentum. It's for the Seven of Wands in the reversal. And it's interesting that I use that word specifically because the wands, it is passion, creativity, drive, determination, momentum. It's action. They're like tangible. The wands represents fire, and fire represents tangible steps. It represents like the power behind like motivation, moving forward. So I think you're finding it difficult to move forward in some type of way. And it really all has to do with this moon card, some type of an illusion. 6 of Cups in the sideways with 9 of Wands in the upright at the bottom of the deck. So 6 of Cups, it represents nostalgia, childhood, innocence, inner child, memories. I think you're a little caught up in the nostalgia of something. You're a little caught up in the memories, the history of something. It could be your own history, your own childhood. It could be the history that you have with someone, or the history you have at a job, or the amount of time you've put into a project or a friendship, a connection of some sort. And the 9 of Wands in the upright is persistently pushing forward despite the trials and tribulations. Like, you've been through a lot, but you still have a little bit of hope. You still have hope, and you're still trying. But it feels like you are losing a bit of that momentum, but you still have the hope. And whatever it is that you're trying to like push through, it has to do with your values, your standards, your boundaries, your beliefs, your ethics, your morals about life, about how to live your life, where to go. So there is definitely something that you have to overcome in some type of way. 11:33 p.m. 11 is a master number. 33 is also a master number, ascended master. So I think that's also what you are, what you're undergoing right now is a transformation of sorts, a transformation in self-mastery. Whatever it is you need to overcome, or you need to, whatever it is you need to see clearly, it has to do with history, nostalgia, childhood. It has to do with that. Possibly people that you're connected to, maybe people that you have long-term connections with, or like lifelong connections with. Let's see if we can get more clarity. Divine resurrection in the reversal. Returning life from the shores of the underworld is a feat reserved only for the powerful and the foolhardy. In reversal. Divine resurrection. That's interesting. I feel like something is over and something is ended. And maybe you were trying to resurrect it. You were trying to bring it back. Whatever ended or whatever is ending, I feel like you were at one point trying to fight for it, but it's kind of like no matter how hard you fought, you just couldn't bring it back. Or for some of you, you've chosen to let it go. Ooh. This one just popped out, so honorable mention, reap and sow. This could be about cause and effect, actions and consequences, karma and dharma. But it seems as though something wasn't clear. Something probably had a lot of lies, a lot of illusions, a lot of confusion, and like you tried. Cherished gift, yeah. Either you were not being cherished, or the things that you valued were not being cherished in some type of way. You valued something, but it seems like someone else outside of you didn't value what you valued. And it's hard to see eye to eye with someone that doesn't value the same things. Awareness. To clarify the Two of Wands. Yeah, you are struggling with being able to see. And or how I just said, it's hard to see eye to eye with someone who doesn't value the same things. This is like that. Awareness is in the sideways, which means sometimes the awareness is there, sometimes it's not. Or it's this like back and forth kind of seesaw, this teeter-totter between being aware and not being aware. So it is very much like you and someone else or something else, because it doesn't have to be another person. This could be about a job, a dream, a goal, friendships, family. Like you don't see eye to eye, and it's presenting a lot of issues. Life changer and dream in the reversal. That's interesting. So remember how I said that the Six of Cups represents childhood and possibly history, inner child, and life changer. This picture is a baby. And dream in the reversal. And it's interesting because dream, the picture is a teddy bear and a unicorn, which are very much like childlike things. So this really does have to do with possibly your inner child, or, for example, a child, like an actual baby, an actual child, children. Like if you are involved with someone, this could be fighting over values and life over how to raise children. Or you could be struggling within yourself on how to raise a child. Like trying to heal your own inner child so that way you can either heal yourself, heal your inner child, or raise your own children in a better way. This could also mean, for example, since Six of Cups is like your connection, it's not just your own inner child, but it could be your connection to other people from childhood or like lifelong connections. And if that is the case, for example, then it's kind of like sometimes the people that you are connected to, like they need to heal their own inner child. You're not going to be able to heal someone else for them. You can hold on to someone in your life, but if the other person isn't healing themselves or isn't working on themselves, and let's just say they take it out on you, or let's just say they like you have become burdened with trying to help them, it puts a strain on you, puts a strain on your relationship, on your connection with them. So healing your child, your inner child, healing someone else's inner child, healing yourself so that way you can raise children. This is... I laughed because this card at the bottom of the deck is unexpected news, and it's carrying a baby. It's a stork with a baby. And then we have Hermes to clarify the Nine of Wands in the upright. Hermes is the god, the messenger god. The messenger god that carries messages to and from the gods, to and from the gods, to the mortals, different realms, different, like... So I feel as though... Hermes is also the god that that oversees travelers, merchants, entrepreneurs, I think thieves too. Pardon me. So this is kind of giving me the feeling that either you are going to receive some guidance and messages from universe, source, spirit, energy, gods, goddesses, ancestors, and the guidance and the messages may help you to overcome whatever trials and tribulations you're going through, but also unexpected news, message. Like you could just receive some type of unexpected news. And let's just say, for example, because we have life changer here and dream. What if you don't know that someone is pregnant? And what if you don't know that you have a baby on the way, for example? That could be the unexpected news that you might receive. I'm just saying. This is a collective reading, so this is going to be for different people. So use your discernment, check in with yourself. But let's get more clarification. Ooh, that popped and then flipped. So I will take this in the sideways. Toxic Nim in the sideways. Yes. Remember how I mentioned you could have been trying to fight through something or fight for something to bring it back or bring life back into it, like fight for it. But toxic Nim in the sideways, it's self-explanatory. It's toxicity. It's unhealthy mindsets, unhealthy habits. I think whatever it is that you were trying to fight for or like bring back to life, the reason why you couldn't do it successfully is because it's not very healthy. It might not be good for you, or it just might not be healthy at this point in time. Ooh. Archangel in the sideways. That's interesting because we also have the God card here. So Archangel. And that's beneath the morals, values, and the cherished gift in reversal, which is very interesting because morals, values, that's the thing, that's what angels typically do, is they guide. 11:44 on the clock. More master numbers. They guide, they help, they protect. And since Archangel's in the sideways, it's giving me the feeling that there were certain things that you were fighting for. It feels like not everything you were fighting for was actually meant for you. Like you were kind of you might have been ignoring some guidance that you had already received about someone or something. And it seems as though maybe you were kind of ignoring it. It looked like a card had flipped. Maybe okay. But this could have also This could also mean that if you continued to fight for something, you probably wouldn't have been entirely protected. There is a saying, a phrase that I've heard from one of my spiritual mentors, which is like God will guide you to what is meant for you, but you have free will. So you could always choose your own path. And if you choose a different path, then than where God is trying to guide you, then what you are gambling is the protection and the blessings that you would receive if you went down the path that God had laid down for you. So God tells you to go left because left is blessings and abundance, and you choose to go right. But right is the unknown, and right isn't the right turn might not have been a very good path where you would have been protected and blessed. It's something like that. It's giving me this, like the archangels were trying to do everything they could do, but ultimately it is your choice. And I think you might have learned that because the Seven of Wands in the reversal is overwhelm, losing steam, losing momentum, giving up. So I think you've kind of realized that you might have gone against certain guidance, and then you got yourself into a little bit of a hole. Let's get more clarity. Ooh, feet of strength. Yes. Especially when you're trying to figure out where to go in life, what to do in life, how life should be for you. It requires awareness and strength. You need awareness to first and foremost figure it out, and then you need strength to actually go for it. Natural warrior in the reversal. And this is to clarify the Six of Cups, which is the childhood, the nostalgia, childhood connections, inner child, memories, history. And then we have life changer and dream. So natural warriors, they rely on their instincts. They listen and pay attention to the world around them. They pay attention to their teammates, their prey, if they're hunters. They listen, they pay attention, they watch, they observe, they feel, and then they act through instinct, making these judgment calls by like quickly calculating everything, and then the body just does, the mind just does. But this card is in the reversal. So this is telling me that you need to train your natural instincts. You need to train your ability to observe the world around you and read in between the lines. You need to strengthen your strength, strengthen your ability to see, strengthen your ability to feel. Yeah. You need to become a natural warrior. I mean, it makes sense, especially when you've been fighting and the fight is kind of winning. It's like you need to rise up again, find that strength in you, and continue to fight, continue to stand up. Like, don't back down. Never back down. Ooh, steadfast. See? Never back down. Be steadfast. Keep going. Move forward. You can do this. You got this. Ooh. Vanishing seal with symbolism on the bottom of the deck. That's interesting, because banishing seal is first and foremost banishing. So you are removing something. And typically when you banish something, it's to get rid of something that is like not good for you, something that might hurt you, something that betrays you. And a seal is like a lock. So whatever unexpected news that you might receive, you might have to make a decision to block it out. To block someone out, block something out. And then we have symbolism. I think you have to think. You have to think long and hard about the meaning behind certain words, actions, feelings, the meaning of certain values. Like, what are you fighting for? What are you standing up for? Another thing, a banishing seal is also a symbol. I think you need more protection. I think you need to protect yourself more. Either protect yourself against your own bad habits, your own bad mindsets, or protect yourself against people that make you fight for what is right. And honestly, banishing seal along with symbolism could be a call to practice magic, to tap into that spirituality. Let's get answers on moving forward. Ooh. Curiosity, stranger in the reversal. This gives me the feeling, I'm getting two different feelings. One, it feels like you're afraid to be curious. You're afraid to search. You're afraid to figure out like the answers. Remember I said how the moon represents illusions, things being hidden from you, possibly illusions. But this moon card could also represent the full moon coming up, the lunar eclipse coming up. So it's possible that you don't have enough curiosity to branch out of your comfort zone and meet new people, ask questions, or even get to the bottom of whatever may be hidden from you. But on the other hand, what I'm also getting from this card is the possibility that if you are connected to a person that might be hiding things from you, that this person is not a stranger. This person might be someone close to you. And that could also be why you might be hesitant about looking for the answers, because once you learn the truth about people close to you, it does make it harder to trust. Beloved, radical acceptance. You saw it just flip out. I just got done talking about people close to you, and it can be difficult to trust. And this is underneath the Seven of Wands with the cherished gift and beloved. And it's both a hurt and a heart. Excuse me. So this really is giving me the feeling that you need to have radical acceptance of people and who they are, even if the people are not good for you, even if you're not aligned with certain people. It's like you still need to have acceptance for them where they are, and then acceptance for yourself where you are. Every single one of us are on our own journeys. We have our own life path to go down, 1155. We have our own life path. We have our souls have its own journey. And just because you and another person or another thing, like a job, a project, an idea, just because you do not fit together or you don't work together, it doesn't mean it's the end all be all. It just means that it just wasn't compatible, and it's okay. There's some things that you can work through, some things that you can fix, and some things that you just kind of can't. And you need to have a bit of acceptance, radical acceptance when it comes to that, because if you do truly want something to work, you have to really ask yourself, what are you willing to compromise on? Some compromises may take too much, but only you can decide that. Now, the next card to come out is Whale Song, which is resonating in the reversal. That's interesting because Two of Wands is, again, it's about seeing the path ahead, getting an idea about life, like planning, making plans, and just seeing the possibilities with awareness, feet of strength, and resonating. So it's like when you are trying to get an idea of what life should be like for you, it needs to be something that actually connects and resonates. It needs to fuel the fire within you. It needs to have a spark within you. Like, you need to connect to it. You need to feel it. If something doesn't resonate, if something doesn't connect, or if something doesn't, like, you don't feel it, you have to ask yourself, first and foremost, you have to ask yourself if you are being completely honest. If you are being my recording video just kept sputtering. So you need to ask yourself if you are being completely honest with yourself. And then if you are being completely honest, which is that awareness, self-awareness, you also need to ask yourself if you are truly observing the person, place, or thing accurately, being aware of it or them accurately. And then find the strength within yourself to make the decision. Does this resonate? Does this not resonate? And then find the strength to walk away if it doesn't. Also, find the strength to stand firm and fight for it if it does resonate. Fallen Angel, spiritual narcolepsy with lost compass, getting back to integrity on the bottom of the deck. I like this combination of cards because, again, angel, archangel, fallen angel, spiritual narcolepsy. I was talking about how this symbolism and banishing seal might be a call to bring more magic and spirituality into your life, like actually having a spiritual practice or a magical practice in your life. And spiritual narcolepsy doubles down on that. This card symbolizes that you don't tap into your spirit enough. And I think you need to. I think this is asking you to lean into that spirituality and lean into that magic. Because lost compass, getting back to integrity. I feel like spirituality and magic, your faith, is what will help guide you. Because right now, you are very lost. Even though you continue to move forward, you are lost. You can't see something. You can't see the way forward. And spirit, gods, goddesses, source, energy, universe, ancestors, spirit guides, they will help you if you just open yourself up and bring that spiritual practice, that magic, that faith back into your life and make it a routine. Whew. All right, Virgos. I wish you much love and support on this journey. And if you're interested in a one-on-one tarot, divination, energy healing, or sound healing session with me, you can go to my Linktree Tempest Trade or message me on any of my social media. Once again, all the links will be in the description below. Until next time, bye.